London, year 1888. A city in the midst of the Industrial Revolution. The smoke from factories darkens the sky, and in the alleys, the scent of coal mixes with the sweat of despair. Hidden in that fog is a presence. It has no face, no name, but its legacy is eternal. A shadow that still watches us from the darkest corners of history. This is the story of Jack the Ripper. And perhaps, just perhaps, we don't really know him at all. Whitechapel, in London's East End, was more than just a poor neighbourhood. It was a trap, an invisible cage where thousands survived through prostitution, cheap liquor, and violence. The streets weren't paved. The homes were barely shelters, damp bricks and rotting wood. Children died young, and adults lived short. Here, the police didn't patrol. The law was weak, and justice non-existent. In this urban chaos, the most vulnerable women, those who sold their bodies for a few coins, were invisible to society. And that's exactly what Jack needed. His first known victim was Mary Ann Nichols. On August 31st, her body was found on Bucks Row, her throat slashed and her abdomen opened. Neighbours heard noises, but no one dared look, because in Whitechapel, screams weren't unusual. Only 8 days later, on September 8th, Annie Chapman was found dead behind a house on Hanbury Street. This time, the killer was even more brutal. He removed her internal organs with chilling precision. Some believed he had medical knowledge, others that he simply enjoyed the suffering. Then came the double event. On September 30th, Elizabeth Stride was attacked, but something or someone interrupted the killer. Her body lacked the usual mutilations. She was his cleanest victim, but he wasn't leaving without his bloodlust satisfied. That same night, Catherine Eddowes was found with her face mutilated, her organs removed, and a piece of her apron was discovered nearby, next to graffiti that read, "The Jews are the men that will not be blamed for nothing." And then came the end, or perhaps the climax. Mary Jane Kelly, the only victim murdered indoors. On November 9th, what remained of her body was a scene from a nightmare, mutilated to the extreme. It was as if the killer had finally felt free to unleash all his fury. The Metropolitan Police weren't ready. Commissioner Sir Charles Warren ordered massive operations, interrogations, raids, but the killer remained at large. The press began feeding the hysteria, and with it, a name was born: Jack the Ripper. It wasn't created by the police. It came from a letter sent to the Central News Agency. A letter written in red ink, beginning with the words, "Dear Boss," and ending with a chilling threat: "Yours truly, Jack the Ripper." Then came the most infamous one, the From Hell letter. Inside the envelope was a piece of human kidney. The sender claimed to have cooked and eaten it. A grotesque prank? Or the real killer mocking the world? Over time, theories emerged. Many theories. Montague Druitt, a lawyer who committed suicide weeks after the last murder. He was intelligent, reserved, and mentally unstable. But was he Jack? Aaron Kosminski, a Polish barber diagnosed with schizophrenia. He lived in Whitechapel, had a history of violence, and was later committed to an asylum. Walter Sickert, the artist. His paintings were full of dead women and bloody rooms. artistic expression, or hidden confession? Even Lewis Carroll, author of Alice in Wonderland, has been accused. Why? Some believe his writings contain hidden messages. In 2014, a DNA test on a shawl supposedly found next to Catherine Eddowes' body pointed to Aaron Kosminski. But the sample was contaminated, and the result was discredited by many scientists. To this day, Jack remains a mystery. Was he a frustrated doctor? A nobleman? A woman? A group of killers working together? Every year, a new theory arises. Every book claims to have the answer. But the only truth is this: we don't know who he was. Jack the Ripper didn't just kill 5 women. He killed the trust of an entire city. He opened a wound that still bleeds in the history of modern crime. His story has been told and retold, adapted in films, books, video games. But the more we talk about him, the darker his face becomes. Maybe that's what he wanted, to be eternal, to be feared, to become legend, because sometimes the real terror isn't what we see, it's what we can never understand. If this story intrigued you as much as it did us while uncovering it, make sure to subscribe for more tales that unearth the secrets of the past. Leave a like if you want us to keep exploring the darkest crimes in history. And tell us in the comments, who do you think Jack the Ripper really was? See you in the next episode of More Than a Tale, where history isn't just told, it's brought back to life.